What's up? Welcome to today's live stream where I'm going to be sharing the fourth phase of the Manifestation Game Plan. The Manifestation Game Plan is our 6-step process that you can use to manifest anything. And we are creating a series of live videos inside this Facebook group. And we are going to be sharing, in each live stream, we're going to unpack exactly what each of those phases are so that you understand how they work. We're going to share some tools so that you can understand exactly what you can use. Thank you. Sorry. Cheers. Thank you. Tea from Araminta. And what tools you can use in each of those phases in order to support your manifestation process. So, before I kick off, let me know in the comments below where you're tuning in from, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And let me know any questions that you have regarding manifestation. Where do you get stuck? What have you been able to manifest successfully? But where do you battle potentially with your manifestations? We are also, I just want to let you know, using the same manifestation game plan in a program that we're calling Money Manifestation Reboot. Hello, Melissa Rodriguez. Good to see you. Money Manifestation Reboot is our money program. It's a free 3-part video experience where we show you exactly how to use the 6 steps of the manifestation game plan and how to use it to rewrite your money story. So if you are ready to jump in and reset your money story, we would love to see you inside Money Manifestation Reboot. And I've included a link in the description of this video that you can jump in and get signed up for free. But today's video is about talking about the 4th stage of the manifestation game plan. So we started on day 1 where we spoke about the first phase, which is desire, the importance of owning your desire and how desire is at the basis of all manifestation. You desire something in your life or you desire not to have some negative thing show up in your life. That's not phase 1. Phase 2 in the manifestation game plan is about placing your order. This has to do with understanding and getting clear about what it is exactly that you want. Working hand in hand with this manifestation game plan is an analogy that we've got called the factory, where we make it super easy for you to understand manifestation by using this analogy of a factory, where you think about the things that you want to call into your life using the law of attraction. And you imagine placing them as an order with the factory. Phase 2 is about placing your order. How do you get super clear about what it is that you want in your life? Phase 3 of the manifestation game plan, which I unpacked yesterday, is called Clear the Decks. This is probably one of the most important components of this process because for many people, they like doing the fun stuff of having the dream, placing an order on their vision board. But in order for you to be able to bring things into your life, you need to go through a process of decluttering. In a financial order where you've placed an order for money to show up in your life, financial decluttering may look like getting on top of your credit card statement, making sure that you've done your tax returns, making sure that you've decluttered any of the energetic mess related to what you're using the law of attraction to bring into your life. That's phase 3. Today I'm going to talk about phase 4, which is called paying for your order. Using this analogy of the factory, we've developed this concept of being able to pay for your order with only one currency. There's only one currency that you can use to pay for your order with the factory and have it manifest in your life. And that's the currency of belief. So I'm going to talk to you today about belief and why it's the only currency that you can use. I'm going to break it down into 4 components and I'm going to give you an exercise that you can use to understand why belief is so important. So let's start there. Let's take a look at what constitutes a belief and why belief is the currency that is used to pay for your orders that show up in your life. And orders that show up in your life is the same as developing your reality. So, Abraham Hicks, an amazing famous law of attraction teacher, says, what is a belief? A belief is just a thought that you've thought over and over again. And I love that work. I love her analogy there. What we've done is we've broken it down a step further because I think before you get to belief, there's a critical in-between stage which is called story. All of us have a single thought that happens in our life. We have many thoughts, but let's take a single thought and we run it through our own filters. And in that moment, we create a story. So something happens in the world and you take that experience in, you have a thought, you have some pre-existing lenses that you have from your parents, that you have from society, that you have from what you think makes sense in the world. You take that thought, you process it, you tell yourself some story about it, and that becomes the thing that sits inside you. I think stories that are told over and over again eventually become your belief. And this belief that I'm talking about now is the same belief that you use to pay for your orders with the factory. So the reason I'm showing you in these simple links, from your thoughts, they become your internal stories. You tell yourself that story often enough. Maybe you tell somebody else that story. You start to make it the thing that becomes the thing. And that story, when told enough times, becomes your belief. And when you believe something, eventually that manifests in your world. That is how the process of manifestation works. So once you start to see those steps in that specific way, you can start to see that your thoughts become things. You've probably heard that before. Thoughts become things by going through this process of having a thought, making it into a story. The story spins long enough, you start to believe that story, and that's what manifests in your world. And so phase 4 in the manifestation game plan is to pay for your orders with belief. So if you've got a money order placed, for example, where you want more money to show up in your life, what you need to do is work backwards to say, what if I'm battling to get money into my life, what is the belief that I have about money? What is the story I tell myself about money? And once you start to rewrite that story, rescript that story, start to retell yourself that story, tell everybody else in the world your new money story, then you're starting to develop the belief that you need to pay for your new money order to show up in your life. So that's really as simple as it gets. I know it may sound like a lot, and the reason that these phases work together like this, and why we're going to unpack this in a lot more detail inside Money Manifestation Reboot, is that for many of us, we've got old stories. We've got messy stories about money. We've got stories of like, money is the root of all evil. We've got stories that money is only for evil rich people who stand on the shoulders of other poor people to get to the top. Maybe. That's one story. There's also another story that you could be holding, that rich people have got more time and more abundance to be able to support causes that they really care about in the world. And it gives them the ability to live a different life to somebody who's struggling with money. So both of those are true for the people that choose to have those be their belief system in the world. And so for many of us, we're carrying some old stories around money. We're carrying some old stories that were given to us by people that cared about us a lot, but they might have been running a story that they used to keep themselves safe. So many of us have a story that sounds like rich people are evil. You know, for somebody who hasn't achieved what they want in their life and achieved their financial goals that they wish they had, it's safer for them to be able to say, let's separate myself from that. And because I haven't achieved my own personal financial goals, money is for rich people who are evil. And so that keeps me safe from not having achieved what it is. If I happen to be a parent, I could have told that story to my kid to make my world feel better. This is how this works. And there's no shaming this. There's no shaming the person who told you that story. That was their truth, and they were doing the best that they could in that moment with the resources that they had available to them. But if your current money story is keeping you trapped and you're frustrated with the amount of money that you're having in your life, or you can't manifest what you want, just work backwards through the process and see that you could have some story like this. And so inside Money Manifestation Reboot, we're also going to be unpacking the 24 abundance blocks, where we will show you some of the common held stories that keep people safe. Fear of success is another one. Everybody says they want more money. Are you really ready to step into more money? Have you thought about the implications of what more money really means? If you haven't gone through that process of identifying that story, doing the decluttering that you need, you're always going to be stuck trying to manifest the things that you want. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with today in this important fourth phase, where you pay for your order with belief, called paying for your order, is I want to break belief down into 4 things, because people often like the analogy of like working backwards, seeing my beliefs as a story, working backwards, seeing that as a thought. Cool. What else is more practical? What else can you use right now to be able to understand belief? We've broken belief down into 4 components: gratitude, patience, progress, and fun. And these are the 4 components that when you start to develop these characteristics around what it is that you wanting to bring into your life, not characteristics, more emotions, more energetic signatures of gratitude, patience, progress, and fun, you are starting to develop the belief that you need to pay for your order. So how does this look in practical terms? So gratitude. You may want to be calling in more financial flow into your life, and you may not have the money that you want. Let me tell you, first of all, you never do. It's not like at some point when you were young and someone said to you, I'll give you $1,000, you would have been like, if I had $1,000, I'll never work again. That came and went. Now you need $1,000 a week, $1,000 a month. Like you have an ever expanding soul that's going to continually want more and more things. So it's not like you suddenly get to your money goal and you're like, okay, well, now I'm going to stop. You're going to continually want more things, and you're going to want more money, and you're going to expand into that. So gratitude is really about being grateful for what you have now and living in a state of gratitude, irrespective of how much money you get. And weirdly, when you start to live in a place of gratitude, you start to attract more stuff to you. So when you can be grateful for the things you have now, you're already winning. You're already starting to develop the belief that you are abundant, that you are rich, and then more money will come to you. This is the process that you need to go through as you start to develop this belief. So gratitude, patience. Oh, I'm ready for more money, but I need it now because I've got bills to pay. The way that you feel when you make a statement like that doesn't let